No one ever thought that a room could hold so many secrets. No one imagined that the room, considered the most private and sacred space for an idol like Jungkook, would become the center point of the storm of speculation that is now shaking the world's biggest fandom. But this is the reality that is now tearing apart the comfort of the army. Kim Taehyung, a man known for his charming charm and calm demeanor, was caught doing something in Jungkook's room, and what happened there not only left the public open-mouthed, but also raised the never-ending question: what exactly is the relationship between the two BTS members? This incident is not just an ordinary rumor. It's not a cheap rumor that evaporates in the middle of the night and then disappears the next day. This is a real incident that was captured on camera, heard in the whispers of the staff, and now resonates around the world. When the news broke, the K-pop world suddenly fell silent. Time seems to stop when a reliable source from internal HYB Entertainment leaked that Taehyung was caught entering Jungkook's private room when the magne was not in the dorm. What's more surprising? Taehyung was in that room for over an hour alone, unattended, without permission, and the most suspicious, without leaving a digital trace. No cell phones, no active CCTV, no inbound and outbound communication from any device. Just silence. And now, only questions remain. The first time this news came out was through an anonymous account on a Korean online community platform known as the Idol Information Leak Center. The post reads simply but shockingly: "I work as HYB's night staff. I won't say who I am, but I know what I saw. Taehyung goes to Jungkook's room, and what I did afterwards made me regret it. I peeped. But right now, I can't just shut up. Fans deserve to know." This is where it all started. And in less than 24 hours, wild speculation began to spread like wildfire across the dry fields. What was Taehyung doing there? Why did he come in when Jungkook wasn't there? What's his motive? Is this a form of attention, dispute, or even a confession? Many speculate that this is related to something more personal, something that they have been hiding from the public. And when Taehyung finally opens up, not via an official broadcast, but via a cryptic post on his personal social media, things get even more chaotic. In the post, he wrote a short sentence that made the hearts of the soldiers simultaneously stop. "Sometimes, we just want to remember, even if it hurts." The sentence was accompanied by a blurry photo of a corner of a room that many fans recognized as Jungkook's room, complete with details that only hardline fans can know: a carved wooden chest of drawers, an old doll in the corner of the bed, and a black and white poster that Jungkook once showed off during last year's live. This story, when viewed from the surface, may seem like a mere matter of privacy being violated. But for those who followed BTS's journey from the beginning, from Sweat and Tears trainee days to now becoming a global icon, this is more than just a story. It's an emotional bomb. Because behind all this lies the history of the relationship between two figures who have spent more than a decade together, laughing, fighting, crying, dreaming. Many forget that Taehyung and Jungkook are not just co-workers. They grew up together. They were once two young people who leaned on each other when the world was too heavy to bear alone. In numerous documentaries and old interviews, traces of their relationship are clearly visible. Discreet hugs backstage, meaningful looks at rehearsals, small laughs that only the two of them understand. And now, one silent visit to the room has brought back to life all the memories, both beautiful and painful. But not all fans greeted this news calmly. Most feel betrayed. They feel that something is hidden too long, too deep. They demand clarity. They want to know, is this just a form of nostalgia? Or are there old wounds that open again? An additional clue came from a former BTS stylist who anonymously said that during the promotion of Wings, there was a big fight between Taehyung and Jungkook that almost caused one of them to leave the group. The quarrel was never known to the public until now. And when the army starts digging back into old archives, old videos, old tweets, it all starts to feel like a never-ending puzzle. There are moments that used to be considered sweet. Now they look like code. There is laughter that apparently hides sadness. There is a gaze that used to be considered bromance. Now it looks like a silent plea. Are we all just looking at the surface? Have Jungkook and Taehyung been playing roles on camera while hiding their true feelings behind closed doors? In a recent interview in a Japanese magazine, Taehyung said that some memories never die, they just wait for time to return. When asked if he was referring to the past with BTS members, he simply smiled and said, "There is one person who is always on my mind, but I'm not sure if he knows." Fans immediately linked him to Jungkook, especially after Jungkook mysteriously deleted all of his photos on Instagram. including the ones he once uploaded with Taehyung. Issued a short statement that added fuel to the fire. We respect the privacy of our artists and will not comment on personal matters. That statement didn't ease the tension, it fueled more theories. If nothing really happened, why didn't they deny it? Why is there no clarification? Why is everything suddenly silent? Korean entertainment industry observers called this a turning point in BTS's history. Because for the first time, it was not a scandal from the outside that shook, but something from the inside. An unsolved mystery. And like all big stories, the public is hungry for answers. They want to know the end of this story. They want to know if Taehyung and Jungkook's relationship will recover, or if this is just the beginning of an inevitable breakup. Now, we can only wait. I'm waiting for Taehyung to say more. Waiting if Jungkook will respond. Waiting to see if that door will open or stay locked forever. But one thing is for sure, that room, that night, and what Taehyung did there will be the biggest mystery in BTS history. And perhaps the only way to understand is to recognize that even within the largest stars, there is always dark space that we never see. If you think that all of this only ends with Taehyung being in Jungkook's room, then you are very wrong. Because what happens after is much more disturbing. Because what really shook the world, which tore the fans' emotions to shreds, wasn't just about Taehyung's being in that room but what he was doing in it. And more than that, what he found. No one expected that a Kim Taehyung, an artist who always looks calm and elegant in the luxury of the world stage, was once seen sitting on the floor, silent under the light of Jungkook's bedroom lamp. Another source, who claimed to be one of the janitors at BTS' old dorm, leaked that when he was on duty the next day, he noticed a strange trail of dust around Jungkook's bed. It was as if someone had crawled under him, then came out in a hurry. And what is even more surprising, the underbed storage drawer opened slightly. Not usually. And when he closed it, he saw something. A small object slipped out half-worn and folded photo paper. It didn't take long for the observant Army International to start speculating. Did Taehyung find anything under Jungkook's bed? Something you've been hiding? Something that perhaps even Jungkook himself had forgotten existed. The issue exploded when the biggest international fanbase account, at Golden Soul JK, tweeted, "We were told by a trusted source that Taehyung found something from his BTS trainee days in Jungkook's room. We can't say what, but it was emotional enough to make Taehyung cry silently after coming out of that room." And the tweet was retweeted by more than 1 million people in less than 3 hours. Taehyung crying? In Jungkook's room? Because of what? Fans began to dig into old archives, trying to understand their emotional connection. And like a seductive thriller with small clues, one puzzle piece after another begins to emerge. In an old 2015 video, Taehyung is seen giving Jungkook a small box backstage at the Mama Awards. Jungkook looked surprised and immediately hugged Taehyung tightly, a scene that was greeted with enthusiasm and the hashtag Taekook moment. But now, the scene was again dissected. What's in the box? Is it part of the rediscovered something?